I'm Chris Pirillo, and you're watching another live edition of the LockerGnome Daily Report, or TLDR for short, your daily dose of geek news, reviews, and answers that you can use like an answer to the question, what was that? That was my baby, Jedi. And what is the vibration sound? That is her bed, which vibrates. It's a nice bed. It's designed so that the baby can lay in bed with the parents. It's an amazing gadget, really. She doesn't use it all that much, but it is currently on because my wife is in the workshop, Diana, who is now responsible for folding the laundry, which is very, very important. I also, before I kick in and give credit to the Supernomies who are behind me here, well, at least those at the pledge level higher getting this bonus, this credit, yeah, I'm getting there. Judy Howard sent us an amazing homemade gift package last night. Diana, you might remember from the Pirillo vlogs, which I assume you're watching and subscribed to. It's about to launch in its own Pirillo vlogs channel, and you should subscribe to that if you haven't. She said for Jedi, she wanted to have like galaxy and star prints for her room, so potentially as Jedi gets older, she could use this custom pillowcase. This material can be picked up pretty much at any given craft store, possibly online. So Judy Howard made a series of these. Now, I found out through the letter that Judy wrote to us. I love handwritten letters. This was amazing. She said that she found me originally from watching my iPhone 5 review, which I thought was absolutely fantastic. That was wonderful. And she said this is the first time that she's made something she did to someone that does not know me, but I loved every minute of making the quilt for Jedi. The quilt is not here. I just have the various pillowcases. So until Jedi's old enough to use these pillowcases, again, custom pillowcases with material that could be picked up at just about any craft store, possibly online, we have custom pillowcases. This is so breathtakingly awesome. Even the effort, Judy, this is so spectacular. I cannot tell you how much this means to us. Because Diana was saying that she wanted to have Galaxy print for Jedi. This is a D. And we also have a J.
She's letting Jedi choose
Jedi.
which side she
That's
likes.
right. And a C for Chris, right there. Or it's a neck pillow, potentially. It'll fit Jedi better than it'll fit me. And then the other two pillowcases using different parts of the material. Just amazing stuff. I love this kind of thing. This is something that I'd normally possibly find on Etsy. And couldn't even begin to explain to somebody why I would want it. But Diana is appreciative, I'm appreciative, and Jedi is very appreciative as well.
Border's green.
And she watches the vlog, she watches TLDR, thank you very much. Now, I'm going to go ahead and roll forward with these patrons here who are watching live. I don't know if you knew this, but we stream TLDR live every weekday. The podcast goes out the day later, and then the video after it's streamed without ads goes live the day later, at least public, because it can only be live once, really. So there's some other bonuses that you may be able to receive as one of our active Supernomies, aka patrons. I just dropped the ghost. I still have to put that together, too. I also have to remind everybody, I want to remind everybody, Citrix GoToAssist offers a secure cloud-based solution for IT and customer support professionals to provide live and unattended remote support to their employees and customers working from any computer or mobile device for a free 30-day trial. Visit GoToAssist.com. Not just 3 days, 30 days. Diana has removed the pillowcases. Thank you. I appreciate it. I have way more room to use my hands now. I can't believe it. She sent that stuff and then the quilt, and then she did it by hand. I think it's amazing. The people who do this kind of thing are just breathtaking, because I can't do it. I'm always in awe of people who are talented enough to be able to do things like that. In fact, in the vlog that was recorded yesterday with Liz, one of our team members, who's helping me organize the Vlogger Fair event and the GnomeDex event, which, again, GnomeDex is going to be our event for geeky YouTubers and geeky media people who use the internet to connect with community online, techies, people who like Minecraft, toy collectors, geeks, nerds, pop culture. I thought, well, why don't we have a place where people who have DIY projects could showcase? Nerds and geeks who built their own thing could showcase their stuff. I thought it would be a great idea, and it's certainly something that I can't do, but I'm absolutely in deep admiration for anybody who can do something like that. Very crafty, very creative, and very, very supportive. So thank you again, Judy. The other thing I was going to make mention of, we just started it up this week in the blog, audible.com/LockerGnome. Free audiobook download for you right now. If you've never done it before, just do it. You get one free audiobook download. Find whatever one you want. Tons of Star Wars audiobooks, tons of children's books, tons of all kinds of books that you've probably always wanted to read, just didn't find the time. You can listen to them instead. Audible.com/LockerGnome. Today is Rubber Ducky Day. That's kind of geeky. I bet you anything. How much you want to bet? They may not comment. We may not know who they are. But I bet you anything that one person out there collects rubber ducks. And there are a lot of rubber ducks to collect. I don't think anybody really knew how many rubber ducks there were to collect until we shared with everybody this morning on the LockerGnome Twitter account just how many rubber ducks you could get. Different designs, different shapes, different rubber ducks. I mean, I only thought there was only one kind of rubber duck. But no, that's not the case. I don't think there's a Darth Vader rubber duck. If there was, I'd probably have collected it at this point in time. See, let me show you here. I'm just going to pull up the post. See, here's some pirate rubber duckies. And then there's a rubber duck bow tie. Or, I'm sorry, not a bow tie. That is just a regular old necktie. There's some superhero rubber duckies. Then we also have, some... What are those? Oh my gosh. I can't believe how many different kinds of rubber ducks there are. These are villains from Batman rubber duckies. And then speaker rubber duckies, in case you wanted to have speakers and rubber duckies. Viking rubber duckies. And tea infuser rubber ducky. That one, I think this is the most amazing one out of the bunch that we uncovered for Rubber Ducky Day. And then, of course, a shower curtain with rubber ducks. That's not as exciting as the tea infuser. So if you drink tea, drink it out of a duck's butt. A rubber duck butt. Not a real duck butt. I would not recommend tea out of a duck butt. If you're looking for a distraction-free text editor, you may want to use something called Typed. We've got a deal for you there at deals.lockergnome.com. We also have the free Mac Developer Toolbox for free, deals.lockergnome.com. Even if you don't have a Mac yet, you may be getting one at some point in the future. You'd be able to take advantage of that deal now and then save the redeem code or for the serial numbers legally for future usage. So take advantage of that, the free Mac Developer Toolbox. And then SmartPlane, a smartphone-controlled RC plane, is also on sale, deals.lockergnome.com. There you go. Whole bunch of free stuff and stuff on sale and fun stuff, too. Fraunhofer is developing a polymer test to detect skanky beer. And if I could detect skanky beer, it would be awesome. I mentioned this in an earlier CPU episode, which we are continuing to produce. We're kind of on hold with some live production of that at this time, largely because we wanted to play catch-up. We've got a reboot of most of the LockerGnome YouTube channels, including the classic one. That's going to be getting like 10 or 11 edited CPU episodes in one day at the reboot when the Pirillo vlogs go into their own channel. I've been using an app that I talked about in one of the Snack and Stout videos. It's called NextGlass. And what I love about this, even though, hey, look, I'm scanning my head. Instead of scanning my head, I'd be scanning like a beer label, and it would tell me, based on my flavor preferences, based on what I'd input into the database, if I'm going to like that beer or not. If it's a 70% match, 80, 90, 50, 30, it would let me know. And that, I can tell you, has saved me a lot of frustration. Because I picked up one, it was a 60% match, and I was like, well, let's see if, let's see how well this works. And I probably would have guessed about 60% match for me. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. Great for me, if I can find an 80 to 90% match, then I'm pretty much in a good range. 100% match I don't think is ever going to happen. But to know that there's a way to detect skanky beer, I love that word in relation to beer because, let's face it, beer can be stanky and skanky. Once you find a beer that you like a flavor that you like, or a certain type that you like, then you just build from there. Most people, who may not like beer may not have tried the right one. I say the same thing about coffee. You may have tried coffee, but maybe you didn't make it the right way, or maybe it wasn't prepared the right way. One of my favorite coffee gadgets, I'll be talking about it in an upcoming Q&A video, is the AeroPress. I've sold so many of those for people because it works well. I just believe that, when you find the right machine, when you find the right gadget, when you find the right tool, it can change your life. And come on, let's face it. If you're not drinking something you enjoy, what are you doing? Maybe you're one who just likes water. Fine. I like a variety of flavors, and so I'm very happy to know that technology is advancing and letting us be aware that skanky beer could be in the palm of our hand. I hope the skanky beer is not with you today. The next bit of science information: exposure to nanoparticles could affect cardiovascular health. This also does not surprise me. I know a lot of people are really scared when it comes to all this wireless stuff that's floating around, all these signals. We don't really know what all that is doing to our bodies. We don't know. I mean, there's been guesses and there's been assumptions, and I think we can all agree that the fewer particles that might bounce or go through us, the better off we are. If it's certainly not found in nature, outright, at least not without man's intervention. But nanoparticles, these super, super tiny particles, super tiny, could hurt us. And we may not know that this advancement in technology is going to hurt us for another 10 years, 20 years. I laugh when I watch any kind of commercial that says, here are all the side effects, which sometimes are worse than the thing that whatever the product was trying to cure was. The same thing could be said about technology. There's a lot that we just kind of take for granted. Well, it can't be bad. Wi-Fi can't be bad because everyone's using it. Smoking can't be bad because, doctors recommend it. And at one point they did. So I'm very cautious. I'm optimistic, cautiously optimistic, really, about the advancement of technology. Nanoparticles could very well transform society for all that they can do, but they could also potentially have been found to affect negatively cardiovascular health. I mentioned this, I believe, in yesterday's TLDR. I mentioned Glenn Fleischman's post, but I've got a link for you today. To me, it's another Apple canary in the coal mine. They're just Apple's going to move forward, but I think over the next year or two, I really want to see from Apple a reboot of their quality assurance processes for services and software specifically. Hardware, I think they're doing well enough with right now. I mean, you can't have something that's 100% perfect. No company has that. But I think where Apple could excel is specifically in the area of software development and really fleshing out their ideas to bring to the marketplace not just a series of features, but a series of features that have fantastic implementation. Because without fantastic implementation, honestly, Apple's just like everybody else. That's not a good thing. Nintendo has pulled out of Brazil because the country has ridiculous import taxes and other tariffs on electronics. Yikes. And if I'm not mistaken, if anybody who lives in Brazil, you could back me up on this, a lot of people like technology in Brazil. I learned that early on when I was doing LockerGnome stuff. It seemed like I had a lot of people from Brazil who were subscribed to the newsletter, and I was shocked. I mean, I didn't know anything about Brazil, but that's bad news. I mean, when you got Nintendo pulling out of an entire country because of taxes and tariffs against electronics, yeah. Wow. I'm not going to say it sucks to be you in Brazil, but man, I wouldn't be happy if I liked Nintendo down there. That is for sure. Wow. Yeah, I also, speaking of the classic LockerGnome newsletter, had tweeted out a link that I saw earlier today. A website had basically gone through the top 10 products or executables, Windows programs you could download from one of the top download websites. They downloaded all the top 10. Download, install, download, install, download, install. And at the end of that top 10, what was installed on that computer, it was riddled with crap. And I tweeted out, I said, this is disgusting. Why do you think I got away from not just Windows in general, but talking about Windows software and not just reviewing Windows software, but just telling people what great Windows software was there, because a lot of it just wasn't that great anymore. And, when you've got a download site, which, why do download sites even still exist? I don't know. They can't die soon enough, in my opinion, because most of them are just riddled with installs and crapware. Bad stuff. I like the idea of app stores fantastically more than the Wild West of the web. I'm not saying that every app store implementation is perfect, but I think in terms of protecting users, they certainly go a hell of a lot further than these websites that, come from trusted vendors even software that might come from trusted vendors, could just damage or really hurt someone's experience on any computer they may have downloaded a binary for. That was something that I think I only just I tweeted about. Now that I mentioned it, I may forget to put the link in the description. Just check out my Twitter feed. There you go. There's the link. Check out my Twitter feed. Do a little work there. I assume you subscribe to me on Twitter or follow. You don't really subscribe on Twitter. Amazon and Netflix had won at the Golden Globes, and I didn't get to cover this yesterday during TLDR because Monday TLDR is when I do the AMA from the open Facebook thread when people ask me a series of questions. But I think this was great news, not just for Amazon and Netflix, but really for the validity of quality content from non-traditional channels, mechanisms for content delivery. I'm a huge fan of, not going to say huge. I like House of Cards. I'll binge it. I did. I watched the whole thing. I have not caught Transparent. Haven't even caught Orange is the New Black. But I like the idea of where this kind of content model is going. And so to see Amazon and Netflix being recognized in this capacity, I think that is just not just the beginning of the end for traditional media, but I think it just goes to show you that there's good content to be produced, no matter where it's being produced. House of Cards is one of those experiences that I enjoyed it. Some people may not have enjoyed it. I like watching political movies. The value, though, may not have been enough for me to have a Netflix subscription. We have a Netflix subscription, and we don't use it all that much. I think that's going to change when Jedi's old enough to watch stuff over and over again. Yes, hon?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, okay. You haven't seen House of Cards yet either.
No.
We have to watch House is the New Black. Orange is the New House. Black House of the Orange People.
So many.
There are a lot of shows.
Bad.
Have to see We have not seen
The
Breaking Bad.
zombie one.
No, I don't want to see Walking Dead.
Yeah, that one.
I'm not a zombie guy. Let's try to watch Orange is the New Black. Can we do that? Can we agree on that?
I don't know. I like to watch things that are real.
It is real.
Okay. You want to really?
Well, yeah, everyone's talking about it.
Okay.
Everyone. This person there is watching, they're talking about it.
Okay.
Tell her you're talking about it, otherwise I'll never be able to watch it with her.
we never have time.
I know. We don't have time.
We ended up watching a show last night like at 2 a.m.
It was a stupid show. Diana wanted to watch the show. I watched the show with you.
You did.
I even sought you out and said, "Hun, you wanted to watch the show."
You did. That was sweet. We have to wait for each other and then wait for Jedi to be.
Asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Being a parent. Wouldn't trade it for the world. So, I'm very much looking forward to these types of productions from Amazon, Netflix, even HBO as it continues forward with its subscription model, independent of any kind of traditional television service provider. Because to me, that puts the value on the content itself, not necessarily the mechanism by which the content is delivered. So congratulations, Amazon and Netflix, and I hope you continue producing things that I want to watch, even if I may not have time to watch the things that you're producing. By the way, we've done over 50 TLDR podcasts now in a playlist on SoundCloud. If you're not yet subscribed to that, you might want to. We've been, trying to figure out or perfect our podcasting mechanisms. One of the things that we're doing is upgrading a variety of equipment. John and Liz were out here. John has kind of been giving some advice about which kind of equipment I might want to get in terms of what hardware I have and how we can kind of build out that production studio, improve the audio content here, whether I'm doing a dedicated audio recording, doing TLDR. It's a process, really. And I'm not a production geek at all, and it's nice to have someone on my team, finally, who really has his head in the game, and so I appreciate that. And I can only be working with John thanks in large part to our patrons. Yesterday, it was Clean Off Desk Day. I hope you cleaned off your desk. Oh, I gotta have a clean desk. It was driving me nuts for a week or so, and I even have stuff on my desk right now that I gotta start putting away. I've got... Oh, Orange is the New Black is like Behind Bars, but better. I don't know what Behind Bars is. I've got an Android tablet here. I was using this for today's Q&A, the best gadget for Wi-Fi optimization, a recommendation I made. I've got some stickers that fell out of a collector book. I collect non-sports cards, and I've got to put those away. I've got the Lego AT-AT sent to me by Roberto Cordero. I talked about him the other day. Then the Phantom. This one I want to build for CPU, though, because I think this one's going to be a bigger set. And I realize we're kind of falling behind with CPU, but we're trying to, get better with the production in the schedules. I was playing around with my Slinky. This is fine. This is okay to have on the desk. This thing, love this thing. What goes down pairs, alone or in stairs, and... No, wait. What goes downstairs, alone or in pairs, rolls over the neighbor's dog. What fits on your back is great for a snack. It's log. It's log. I really messed up the lyrics. Don't whiz on the electric fence. I should not shake my Slinky at you. There you go. There's your animated GIF of the day. Go ahead, someone make it. Me shaking a Slinky. That's a good animated GIF, I would like to believe. Oh, I forgot. We have a VPN 2-year subscription discount, too, on deals.lockergnome.com. A free beginner WordPress online tutorial. Again, deals.lockergnome.com. And the quirky Apple accessory kit on sale as well. Google Domains has opened in all of the U.S., getting you, if you happen to like Google and trust Google with everything that you are, every fiber of your being, you can now use Google Domains. So instead of using some other registrar, you can stick with Google. It's easier now to do things that would work well within the Google universe, including crossover between Blogger, getting email forwarded onto Gmail, dynamic DNS integration. So Google Domains, I might try it. I might give it a shot. Why not? It's Google. I mean, I'm not like a huge super fan of Google, but I'm a super fan enough of Google that I use their services. So I'd be curious to know, more than anything, because it's brand new, after a year, what you think of Google as a domain provider. That's possibly when I'd consider switching over from the variety of domain name registration services that I choose to use. Allcast is an app. It's a media streaming app that was previously just available on Android, now finally available for iOS devices. So if you're looking to cast anything to just about anything else, Allcast is a software to use. I don't know if I'm necessarily the target user for it right now, but this should thrill a lot of people. I don't do a lot of independent media management. We talked about Amazon and Netflix. I'm a big fan of those types of subscription services because I intend on having them for the foreseeable future. Like Spotify is where I have all my music. I don't have music there. I can listen to music there, and it's just easy, convenient. I don't have to manage anything. I don't like managing anything. So Allcast isn't necessarily for someone like me, but it may be for someone like you. Now available for iOS. Speaking of iOS releases and Google, they've released a Chrome Remote Desktop app for iOS. This was something that was previously available for Google Chrome. It will allow you to get to your desktop from iOS. And if you have Google Chrome, again, if you like Google and you trust Google, this may be the way to go. I don't really have much need for something like that. I'd probably be interested in more something like the way Pirillo's desktop access works, because of how I might manage Windows installation here, there, or wherever. But still, I think that's it's good if you were looking for that tool and weren't sure who you could go through or who you could trust. That may be the solution for you right there, the Chrome Remote Desktop for iOS. Now, speaking of Chrome and the desktop, this is a news article that patron Earl Green had sent me. Your Chromebook will let you load another OS by way of a thumb drive. So if you wanted to run Linux on your Chromebook, you could. I suppose to an extreme degree, you might be able to get Windows or a version to run on it, kind of, ish. But certainly, if you were looking to unlock the power of that device itself, at least Chrome OS is going to start coming with the feature that allows you to boot from a USB drive, which is kind of neat. I like that idea a lot. Imagine if you could use that one computer and just have a variety of thumb drives that you can, stick in, pull out, and boot into a variety of systems, through the same system. I think that's a great idea. Let's see here. I've got, no, this is not a thumb drive. It's my USB humping dog. There's USB tampon. I don't have any other fun USB devices here. At least not the ones that I might use. I have ones that I collect. So I think it's a great idea. really, because even if you don't want to take advantage of it, it's knowing that you have the flexibility to take advantage of it, which it gives the Google Chromebook a leg up. That's not to say you couldn't do it on a traditional Windows computer, because certainly you could. I was booting to live CDs back in the 90s, so it's been a possibility for a while, so it's nice to see that toggle on Chromebooks. Very, very nice to see the Chrome team moving forward. And I talked about it. I've been a big proponent of emoji. I love emoji. And this is coming from someone who loves words. I love emoji. Love emoji. I do. I really like emoji. I can't have enough emoji in my life. Cannot wait for so many new emoji to come down the pike. Even though there's no down the pike emoji, sadly. There's no bacon emoji either. That's a little depressing. But Google Chrome, for the longest time, especially on OS X, has not supported emoji. That's maddening to me. And in Chrome developer Canary builds in, I believe, 41, come Chrome 41, emoji's finally going to be supported on web pages, according to the changelogs that I've seen coming through on the Chromium page that I starred to make sure I could follow all the progress of something very important to me, emoji, and the usage of emoji. Emoji works in Google Chrome. Yeah, you can use an extension, but I'm a fan of not using a lot of extensions. I minimize my extension use for a lot of reasons. One, it could destroy the browser experience in general. You load a bad extension. Other reasons as well, including memory usage. But you could have, and still can at this stage, see emoji in the Omnibar. That's available. It's still a little buggy. I reported it as a bug, but unfortunately Google doesn't have a lot of designers that they've hired, which is a little depressing. But, Google's not really known for its design prowess. I hope that Google Chrome will continue to roll forward and start to be optimized for speed, more than anything. I think that's what is lacking the most in Google Chrome. It is, I'm not going to say it's a performance dog, but on OS X, Safari runs so much better than Google Chrome. Like, insanely better. The difference is night and day. Night and day in terms of perf. That's something that Google's not really known for. It's performance in that capacity. They do a lot of things well, but there are certain things that they don't do well as well. Today, or at least starting about right today, Windows 7 is done with mainstream support, or at least Microsoft's done with Windows 7 mainstream support. They're going to stop pushing out new features, free support, and really only update when it's related to security. Now, Windows 7, according to reports, is still owning 56% of the desktop. Microsoft's extended support for Windows 7 will last until 2020, so you could get support for Windows 7, but it may be time for you to upgrade. And you know what? Before Windows 8.1, I might have said, stick with Windows 7. But I think that even if you're not a fan of modern, if you may be waiting for Windows 10 to be released, I think that's fine. I think the speed optimizations that Microsoft made with Windows 8 in general, and certainly with 8.1, I think make 8.1 a lot more palatable. The only difference might be that, I want the start menu in Windows 7. Well, you can get third-party add-ons if you want. If you want to return the start menu functionality back to Windows 8 or Windows 8.1. Really, if you're running Windows 8, just upgrade to Windows 8.1. Trust me on this. You won't regret it. Or you shouldn't regret it, I should say. I don't know if you won't or not. But I think Windows 7 it's pretty much had its time. And Windows 10, I think, will be a great upgrade from Windows 7, theoretically. Haven't really seen it in person. Waiting for them to do a lot more spitting and polishing of the UI. I don't know how the UX is going to feel yet. I believe it could be less of a monstrosity compared to what was the UX of Windows 8 and 8.1. And I'm not saying that you believe Windows 8 was horrible. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not putting words in your mouth. If you liked it, good for you. I didn't think it was going to work, and well, lo and behold, a lot of people agreed, including Microsoft. I'm just saying, they kind of said, yeah, we went a little too far with Windows 8. I'm like, yeah, I know, I tried to warn you before you released it, but yeah, I kind of got made fun of and chastised and everything, and no one liked me, even though I was just speaking my mind. I know, kind of upset people, and I'm doing the same thing to Apple and iOS 8 now, and, people are going to forget that when new features and, OS revisions are released. They forget how long I've been doing this, Darth Vader. They forget. They don't want to hear what I have to say. They want to hear what I have to say sometimes, but sometimes I put my opinion out there and people get upset because it's my opinion. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not saying you have to share my opinion. You don't have to agree with my opinion, but, it's still my opinion. And I don't come back and, necessarily always rub people's face and I told you so. I did want to stop Microsoft from releasing Windows 8 the way it was, though. I did. I really did. I really wanted to be wrong. Can you believe that? I wanted to be wrong about that. I wanted to be wrong about iOS 8, too. Please don't forget what I say. It's so easy to do on the internet. Like, you're only as good as your latest video. Like, if I released a video tomorrow saying, this Apple tablet sucks, which I guess only Apple tablet is the iPad. This sucks. Everyone would say, you always bash Apple. What do you mean I always... What? What? What planet are you from? Have you ever... Do you know me at all? Some people think they do, and they don't. They listen partially. Oh, this is cool. I mentioned on Twitter that Twitter's rolling out a video service. I don't think it's going to be a YouTube competitor, certainly not going to be a Facebook competitor. Facebook does not care about video content producers like YouTube might, or any YouTube competitors. Facebook's a different galaxy altogether. They don't care. That's why it's easy to take someone else's content and post it on Facebook, which sucks when that happens. So soon, apparently, you'll be able to post videos to Twitter, allegedly up to 10 minutes in length, according to the Twitter FAQ, for videos at video.twitter.com/FAQ. You should check that out. Kind of interesting. I don't know if I would go as far as to upload a lot of videos natively to Twitter. I'll try it. I'll see what happens. It may be worth, uploading our vlog clips to tease out the daily vlog, the extended version of the vlog. We were doing that on Facebook for a little while, kind of got away from it. But, it may be worth doing. It may be worth trying. I don't know how people are going to handle video on Twitter yet. But a cool thing that happened to float across my feed through a retweet, some guy set up a choose-your-own-adventure on Twitter. It was so cool. So the first tweet, it says, okay, you're this or this, and you have to choose one of those Twitter handles. And depending on which one you choose, then it leads you to the next tweet, or the next thing that you have to do. And it's kind of neat. A choose-your-own-adventure on Twitter. That is nerdy, geeky fun. Cool. Awesome. I love when I see things like that. So there you go. A full mouth of news information. I guess, did I really review anything, Pixie? I don't think I did. I don't know. I just need, maybe if I'm not doing a lot of reviews in TLDR, maybe I need to use another word, views. But see, sometimes people just listen to TLDR. I'm not able to show people in an audio file. And I am definitely not an audio file. I love you. I appreciate you. Especially if you've taken the time to like, comment, share, subscribe, watch even more of our videos right now. Make sure you're paying attention to the classic YouTube channel, the Pirillo Vlogs YouTube channel, brand new. Because Vlog 1000 is right around the corner. Geeky fun stuff happening every single day with you in mind. So at this point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices.